Fat's Kitchen. I'm getting ready to make my household's favorite bean soup. It's a Borlotti bean soup with some delicious streaky bacon, and it is so simple and easy to make and ready in very little time. Now I've laid out my ingredients here. I've got some freshly picked rosemary from my mom's rosemary bush in her garden. You can use either fresh chilies or you can use a dried crushed chili, some garlic, some chicken stock cubes, an onion, you can use red or white, and some olive oil to fry, and then a pasta of your choice. And I just happen to have here macaroni. So this soup is really filled with goodness. You've got the meatiness of the bacon, you've got the beans, you've got your carbohydrates in the form of macaroni as well. So I'm going to get started with chopping up my bacon into really small bits and then frying them in the olive oil. So I've chopped up my onion into smaller pieces. I've chopped up rosemary, garlic and chili. Now you can add as much chili as you wish, or you can omit it if you wanted to. And I've chopped up my bacon into smaller pieces. Now as a guideline, if I'm making this bean soup for say 2 to 3 people, I will use 1 packet of bacon. But if I'm going to make for 4 to 5 people, I actually sometimes add an extra packet of bacon just to make sure that there's enough for everybody. Now you could also use pancetta instead of the streaky bacon, but I've discovered in my household, I've tried both, and they much prefer the streaky bacon to the pancetta. So I'm going to start off by slowly frying my bacon. So I've got in my pot, I've got my olive oil, and I'm just going to fry up the bacon for now. Now if you were vegetarian and you obviously wouldn't want to make this meaty bean soup, you could leave out the bacon, because this has got such an amazing flavor profile with your onions, your garlic, your rosemary and your chili. And then obviously just swap out your chicken stock cubes with a vegetable stock, and there's more than enough flavor that makes a delicious, hearty, nourishing bean soup. Right, so now that my bacon has fried quite a bit, I'm going to add the onion first and just let that soften up nicely. Delicious. Now in the meantime, what I've done is I've drained my beans. Now I read once that it's the water that the beans has been cooked in that builds up the gases that beans are so famous for. And so I always rinse out, I drain that water out of my tins, and then I just rinse my beans with a bit of water. And I can't complain, I don't have that problem when I make this bean soup. So give that a try. In go my garlic, mixture of garlic, chili and rosemary. Oh, and this is where the fragrance really hits you. The smells are absolutely heavenly, heavenly, heavenly. I think the one ingredient that I did forget to mention was tomato paste, which we add once we start cooking our pasta. Okay, now I'm throwing in the beans and letting them just grab onto all that delicious flavor before I add the liquid. Okay, now I'm going to just top up with water, and at this point I throw in my stock cubes. Just crumble that up. Now I'm using 2 stock cubes, and this obviously adds a lot of salt to the soup. So I don't suggest you add salt until towards the end. So just taste before you add salt, because of course the bacon also lends a lot of saltiness to the soup. And then I'm going to squeeze in, I'm going to estimate 2 tablespoons of my tomato paste. I like my soup to have a lovely red color, but again, you can taste your soup, and if you like the tomato flavor, you can add a little bit more. Just add a little bit at a time. It also probably depends on your tomato paste, how intense it is. And I actually think I'm going to add a little bit more. I'm not happy with the color, but again, this depends entirely on you and how much you like tomato, and when you're happy with the color of your soup. You can obviously also add, I think I'm going to add a little bit more water. And at this stage you add your pasta. And you don't add too much pasta because it is soup. So we love to have toasted bread with our soup. So you can add in about a small handful of macaroni or pasta, whatever pasta you prefer, per person. So I'm adding here for about 3 people. And that's about as long as the soup takes. You basically just have to wait now until your pasta is al dente and it's ready to serve. So apart from all the chopping and waiting for the pasta to be ready, that's about as long as this takes, and you have a delicious, hearty, flavorful soup. So the pasta is now nice and al dente, and just come and look at how rich this soup is. Very, very filling soup to have. There we go. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this very quick and easy bean soup, nutritious bean soup to make, and I'll see you again probably with another soup.